Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darren Goodman from GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you some alternate chord voicings, some really cool ones, and what is neat about this is that all of these chords can be played with just one or two fingers. And they just utilize using a lot of open strings and stuff. So there are many other chords aside from the ones that I'm going to show you that this can be done with, but these are just a few ones that just give you some ideas to kind of get you started and stuff. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. All right, so the first one I want to show you is some is a couple of alterations on G major chord. So you already know this, open position G major chord. So another way that you can play this that just, it's going to give you a different sound, and it's easier because you're only going to be using two fingers. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my second finger and I'm going to fret the third fret of the sixth string with that finger to get that note. And then I'm going to let that finger just touch the fifth string so it's muted. And then I'm going to use my third finger to pick up the third fret of the first string, and then the other strings are just going to be open. So there you have G major. We're only using two fingers. All right, so another voicing of G major that's a pretty cool one to use is we're going to go all the way up to the 10th fret on the first string with my first finger, and the 12th fret of the second string with my third finger, and then the third string open. Now you can even add in the fourth string open, and then you can get kind of a fuller sound. So we have the All right, now let's look at a couple of alternative voicings for E minor. So you already know your regular E minor chord. So this one here only is going to use one finger. So if we fret the second fret of the fourth string with your first finger, and then play the third, second, and first string open, you get E minor. So for this particular voicing is really nice when you're just like, arpeggiating that chord. Now, with a chord like that, you can actually move the note just like I did. I moved it from the second fret to the first fret, and then you get like a totally other voicing of the chord. That's what's neat about these voicings like this that use a lot of open strings, is just by moving the shape around you can get a lot of like alternative tones and stuff that just sound really good. So the second voicing for E minor that I want to show you, again, this is only going to use two fingers. We're going to go up to the 7th fret of the 5th string with your first finger, and then the 9th fret of the 4th string with your third finger. Now, that's the power chord shape. If you just play those two strings, that you probably already played, lots and lots of times. But now we're going to just go ahead and throw in all of the rest of the strings open. So it's a very nice, instead of this E minor, you can get this nice one here. And again, just by moving the notes around, by flattening that note on the 5th string, you can get this other really cool sounding chord. You can do the same thing by sharpening the note on the 4th string. You can get some other really cool sounds just to kind of, spice things up a little bit. All right, next I'm going to look at some variations on A minor. So you've got your regular A minor chord, and you've probably done the suspended chords with that before. I'm going to show you some different ways that you can play those. And this first one here is actually one of my favorite chords. I think this is just a really great sounding chord. We're going to go to the 7th fret of the 4th string with your 3rd finger, and the 5th fret of the 3rd string with your 1st finger. And you don't play the 6th string, but you're going to play strings 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So the 5th string, the 2nd and 1st string are all open. Now, what this actually is A minor add 9, because it has a B in it. And this one is really cool because you can move it around, like what I was doing at the beginning of the video, is just by moving that shape up a whole step. If you saw my other video on dyads, this interval that I'm playing here, the notes that I'm fretting, I'm playing an A here with my 3rd finger, and then I'm playing the minor 3rd, which is C. That's the notes that are in an A minor chord are A, C, and E, the 5th being E. So if I play I got A, C, and then the 1st string is an E, but I've got that B in there, so that is your 9. Whoops. And I just like the way that sounds. But anyway, if these two shapes right here, or this shape right here, since that's the minor 3rd, and I move it up here, it's still a minor 3rd. But if I raise that note up that I'm playing with my 1st finger a half step, it becomes a major 3rd. So I can, by moving that around, you can get a really nice variety of different sounds that way. All right, so another voicing for A minor add 9 is we're going to go up and we're going to fret this is actually just one of the ones that we were just looking at in that chord progression I was doing, is I'm going to fret the 10th fret of the 4th string with my 3rd finger, and the 9th fret of the 3rd string with my 2nd finger. So we're getting the same notes that we're getting here. It's an inversion. We've just rearranged the order in which you're hearing them. Really nice sounding chords. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to look at A suspended 2. So if you take your A minor chord, your regular one here, and we just take our 1st finger off, so we've replaced the C, which is our minor 3rd, we replaced it with a B. That gives us A suspended 2. So an alternative voicing for this is that we're going to go up and we're going to fret the 7th fret of the 4th string with your 1st finger, and then the 9th fret of the 3rd string with your 3rd finger. And we're going to play strings 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the 5th string is open, the 2nd string is open, and the 1st string is open. So here we've got our A, and then we've got another A, and then we've got our E, and then a B, then another E. So this chord you could also do like what we did with that E minor shape, is we flatten the note you play with your first finger, or raise the note you're playing on the third string. You can get all these cool different voicings of the chord, because you know you're playing all the same notes, and then just by changing one note, it's really amazing how much it tricks your ear to think it's hearing just something totally different. And at the same time, it can leave the familiarity of what you're playing in there, and just by adding in some other notes and give you a little bit of a chordal melody inside of there, it sounds really nice. Okay, and then the last one that we're going to look at is just an alternative voicing for A minor itself. So, you know, we have that A minor like that. Now, I'm going to show you another way you can play it, and again, you're only going to use 2 fingers. So now we're going to go to the 5th fret, and we're going to take our first finger and we're going to bar across the first 3 strings. And then we're also going to pick up the 7th fret of the 4th string with your 3rd finger. And then you can also add in the 5th string open. But again, you don't want to use the 6th string on this one. So that's just an alternative A minor. That's the first chord from Stairway to Heaven, incidentally. And with this particular chord voicing too, is that it's a you can use it like an arpeggio, you know, for stuff with, you know, soloing. So by sweeping across the strings and those notes. All right, I hope that you enjoyed that and that you got something out of it. I really recommend you just take those shapes and then just kind of experiment around with them, you know, moving them up, moving up the whole chord shape, up a whole step, moving just one note. You can get a lot of really cool variety and stuff in that you're playing, especially with acoustic playing. You're really strumming and using these chords. It gives you this nice big full sound without just using the same chords that have been done to death and that you've probably played a million times. So just going to give you some some more ammunition for your arsenal of chords. So if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if there's something you'd like to see me cover, a subject or anything, and I'll see if I can do that. All right, so until next time.